Happy morning, friends. Here's yours, Dr. Rajanta. Welcome to day 16 session. Today we are just going to see about Python list operations. Apart from creating and accessing elements from the list, Python allows us to perform various other operations on the list. Today in this session, we are just going to discuss some common operations. Now, for your information, we have already discussed list or mutable. That is, their element can be changed unlike strings or tuples. Okay, let me just see with an assignment operator equal to change an item or a range of items. See here, dear friends, the first example, order, it is a variable and the list declaration is 2, 4, 6 and 8. Now let me just, by using a single item, by providing an index, let me change or update the first element alone. So odd of 0 is equal to 1. And next one, by using range of item, that is from 1 till 4, we want to change the element by 3, 5 and 7, and here is the updation. Let I just execute it, dear friends. See here. So the first one, after updating the first element alone, and the next one it's after updating from second to fourth element. Okay, and dear friends, let me just see one more example. See here. Here we are making a declaration of data 1 with 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That is the element of the list. And when I just making it as a print, we would get in a square bracket as 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. And you can also provide by making a declaration as like multiple of 5. Multiple of 5. So if we are modifying the third element using its index, that is data of 2. Okay. So here I just making it as multiple of 5. So see here, dear friends, this is a mixed value where you are just changing it, the element integer into a string, and the list that can hold a mixed data type elements. We can add one item to a list using the function append method, or add several items using extend method. Let me just see the both operations. The first one, see here, dear friends, odd is a variable and we are having the list element as 1, 3, 5. And if we want to add one single item, we can make use of append operation. So here odd dot append as 5. So odd is the variable, in that I just want to append an element 7. After that, if I just making the print, yeah, we would just get 1, 3, 5, 7. And if you want to add several items, you can just make use of the operation extend. After this execution, now our odd variable would be appended with 7. So our list has 4 elements. After that, if I just provide extend, it is extended with 3 more elements, that is 3 more items with extend. And whereas the exact elements are 9, 11, 13. Let I just execute this, dear friends. See here. This is how you can make use of appending or extending, that is adding one item or several items. Okay. Now, let me just append a list with the variable. That is with the list variable. And see here, dear friends. So list 1, it just has items of elements of A, B, C. I just want to append one item, 1.5. Again, one more item as X. And here I just want to append a list to a list. And see here, this list would act as a single object where y comma z is a list, and when on executing the above statement, see here dear friends. So in the list a comma b comma c, first we appended 1.5, second we appended x, and the next we have appended a list which have y and z of its element. Okay, now making one more option, that is concatenating an repeated list. Concatenating and repeated list. See, I'm just having a list odd 1 comma 3 comma 5, and if I just want to add or concatenate some list items, I can just make it by using plus operator. Okay, so whenever we just make use of this concatenated, you can just make use of a plus symbol, and when on executing this statement, and see here dear friends, already we are having 1 comma 3 comma 5, and when on concatenating 9, 7 and 5, and see here we are just getting a list of 6 elements. You can also concatenate 2 or more than list, and here it is an example. That is list 1 we are having a comma b comma c, and list 2 we are having x, y and z. When on concatenating list 1 and list 2, I'm just going to save it in the list 3. That is the summation of list 1 and 2 is equivalent in the list 3, where if I just execute this print statement, my elements, that is L of this list 3 has 6 elements, that is A, B, C and X, Y, Z. And see here dear friends, here we are able to concatenate two lists, a list with the list, and see here we are not able to concatenate a list with a string value. And here is an example where we would expect an error. See here, can only concatenate list, not a string, where A here is a string. If you are having a list 1 as A, B, C, if I just want to append or concatenate any of the another list, it is possible. But if I just want to directly provide a string, it is not possible here. So note here, the plus operator implies that both the operands passed must be list, else error will be shown. And to the same, you can also make use of the asterisk, that is the multiple, okay, where this asterisk operator repeats a list of the given numbers of time. And here it is, odd is equal to 1 comma 3 comma 5, it is the element. And if I just make an concatenation of 9, 7 and 5, okay, so 9, 7 and 5 is the another list, where after executing I would just get the output of 1, 3, 5, 9, 7, 5. I can also make the same thing by providing the re is an element, the item of that element, where if I just provide it multiple of 3, so my list would be having 3 elements, all of with the same item. And I just execute it here dear friends. Kindly have a note of this. And you can also directly provide this by concatenating, by repeating the same list by providing asterisk symbol. And see here, our list is A comma B comma C. If I just provide the list into 3, okay, list into 3, what would be the output? A comma B comma C, again A comma B comma C, and one more time A comma B comma C. That is, it just repeated in 3 times. I just execute this output dear friends. See here, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, that is the list 1 items would be multiplied by 3, that is repeated thrice. Okay, fine. Furthermore, we can insert one item at a desired location by using the method insert, or insert multiple times multiple items by squeezing it into an empty slice of a list. And see here, dear friends, let me just make an example of using insert. Here is our variable odd, and it is declared with the list item 1, 9. And I want to insert an item 3 in the position of 1, that is in the index 1. And after execution of this statement, if I just print it, the variable, and we would be resulted with 1, 3, 9. Okay. Now, see here, one more. Odd with a range. I am just providing two elements, okay, 5, 7, where after this index 1, so in the place of index 2, in the location of 2, I want to insert the both 5 and 7. And here, dear friends, I just execute this statement. Kindly have a note of this, how this can be possible. Okay. So this is how you can insert the items in a desired location. Next one, delete or remove the list elements. We can delete one or more elements from the list using the keyword del. It can even delete the list entirely. Let me just see with an example, dear friends. Here is the list, my underscore list, and I'm having the element of PROBLEM. Particular location or particular item, if I'm just deleting it, so delete one item, my list of 2. So the element which has the index 2 would be deleted. And for your information, P has the index 0, R has the index 1, and O is the index of 2. So the exact O would be deleted. And once after this statement, if I've just executed, dear friends, this is the output. So PRBLEM. Okay. And I can delete a few elements or some elements by providing the range. And see here, dear friends, from 1 till 5 elements I have to get deleted. So del my list in the list from 1 till 5. And see, after updating this one, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So see, if I just means to that of 5, so till 4th it would be deleted. So RBLE would be deleted. After this execution, we would just be having the list remaining with P and M. You can also delete the entire list by providing the name alone. So if I'm just providing del my list, okay, the entire list would be deleted. And for your information, even though after this deletion, if I just provide my list, yeah, it would be with an error, executed with an error. That is, the name my list is not defined or it doesn't exist. And I just execute this, dear friends. Kindly have a note. The first print statement, it eliminates, that is, delete only O. And after deleting a range from 1 is to 5, we are having the remaining P and M. After deleting the entire list, even if we provide the print statement, it said as name my list is not defined. Okay. And kindly have, dear friends, let me just see one more example. That is deleting a list inside the item. See here, list 1, it just has A, B and C. And I just want to provide some description to that as data in list. Okay, I'm just providing list of one. Okay, a list of one. So now the same thing has been executed as A comma B comma C. After deleting one of two, here I'm just deleting only one element from the list one by providing the index, and after deleting I'm just printing the new data in the list. Yeah, new data in the list. After execution of this statement, kindly have a note of this, dear friends. We are having new data in the list as A comma B only. And we can use the remove method to remove the given item, or pop method to remove an item at the given index. And the pop method removes and returns the last item if the index is not provided. This helps us implement list as stack. So first in, last out, which we just see in data structures. We can also use the clear method to empty a list. Let me just see it with an example, dear friends. See here, we are having the list, my list with PROBLEM. When I just want to remove the first element, after that, what would be my element would be, that is, my list has an element as ROBLEM. And even though I can just make use of the pop functionality, that is the method of pop1, where pop1 is asked the same to be as z, that is index. Okay, so here the pop1 would be the O. Once after removing that pop1, my list would be executed with RBLEM. And see here, dear friends, if I'm just not giving any index in the pop, so the last item would be deleted, that is removed, popped out. Okay, and so after that, the clear function. See here, dear friends, my list dot clear would clear the element but not the variable. And in the previous example, when we just deleted the list, the whole entire list is deleted. And even though if you just provide print my list, it shows an error that the exact list is not defined. But here, after clearing, yeah, the list is available, but the list has no element where it is an empty list. So I just execute this, dear friends. Have a note of this. After removing P, the first one, and what is the pop of 1? The first element is O. After popping it out, what would be my element is RBLEM. And if I'm just providing the pop functionality without mentioning any index, so it just pop out, that is removes the last element as like stack. And when I'm providing the clear method, so it just clears every element in the list. And finally, we can also delete items in a list by assigning an empty list to a slice of elements. And here it is the example, dear friends. Kindly have a look of this. My list, it just has PROBLEM. And after making a declaration, that is my list 2 to 3, I'm just going to make it as an empty. That is 2 to 3 is in the sense directly it just means of 2 only. Okay, and even though if I just making the 2 minus 2 is in the sense of reverse indexing, that is negative indexing, and it just specifies the L and B. And here, once after executing, here it is the output, dear friends. And hope we have just an session on list operation. See you in the next session. Thank you.